Welcome everyone to the Coding Journal number 7. This is the series of videos where I basically share with you my app development progress. We also got some nice jazz music in this video. And I also share with you what I've been learning related to code this week. So let's get to the thing. Look at this. I've been working in the time tracker app because if you don't know, I'm also coding other mobile applications. The thing is that those are Vibe code, so just to be clear about that. So, but this one, it's not Vibe code. So as you can see here, we got this nice button nav with the liquid glass. It's really fancy. We got dark mode, okay, so it's also really nice. And I'm gonna show you really soon how to do this liquid glass effect. And also, I already got here the list of projects. I didn't have that in the previous version of the app. So now you can come here, look at the project, the category. I need to translate that to a string. And also got the description and also got the list of milestones, okay? So basically, this does not work yet. So if I click here, it's gonna break everything. I'm not gonna do that. So yeah. I didn't have that much time this week to code indeed, but because I had to take my dog to the vet, he's okay. He had some, I don't know, he was like weak, he didn't want to walk, he didn't want to eat, but we took him to the vet, he got an injection, some pills, and now it's way better. So I lost 2 afternoons, but pretty funny to share this that I was coding. Meanwhile, I was in the vet with Cloud Code mobile application. But I just basically asked Claude to add a linter to the app. I don't know if the music is too loud. I'm just gonna lower it a bit. At least for me, it's quite loud. Well, whatever. So, okay. So the thing is that I added a linter. You can see here I add detekt. It's basically a dependency for Kotlin linting, formatting, and method complexity. So when you build the project, you get a report, and that report says how bad you code, basically. So other things. I also wanted to install OpenClaw this weekend, and I couldn't. I'm installing it right now because I wanted to format first I have another PC here. It's like a tower, and in this tower, I wanted to delete completely everything to have a really nice PC, clear PC, new PC formatted, fully formatted. And put OpenClaw there to have my personal AI assistant and test it and to see how far can it go. So I wanted to install it, but I didn't. So if you don't know what's OpenClaw, I think everyone at this point knows what is OpenClaw. It's basically this cute guy here, this cute pal, and you can install it. It's basically an AI assistant that runs on your PC. But this assistant, the difference is that he wakes up it has like an scheduler, like a cron, that wakes him up and makes that illusion of proactiveness. So it's like a proactive assistant that knows you, has some memory, and based on the memory, every time he wakes up, tries to help you in some way and perform some task. So I wanted to try it out. Maybe it helps me to vibe code more apps and practice a bit more agentic coding and full automation of coding and etc. Because that's something I'm really interested in, more like in research, because I like to try, play, and research. So that's the first thing. So now to the code. What I've been doing in the mobile application, it's basically I could add Tailwind, as you can see here. I'm so happy. I couldn't add Tailwind because it broke my application. It broke the project when I tried in the past. But I don't know what I did now. But it work. I gave it a try. I said to myself, I'm gonna try it for half an hour. If in a half an hour I can't make it work, I just throw it away. But I could make it work. So now I had Tailwind, and you can see the project. It's quite nice. So we have Tailwind. I also got the native tabs. So basically, how did I do this nice? Oh, you are not seeing the screen. Sorry. So how did I do this liquid glass effect? It's basically a new Expo. Expo is this library, okay, that got a lot of components, and you can see it got a lot. It's quite helpful because it lets you program for Android and for iOS. And with one code, you can deploy in Apple Store or in the App Store. In the App Store or in Google Play, sorry. So they got in this new update, this liquid glass, that I do this with this. This is in layout, in tabs layout. Here, native tabs is called, native tabs. So native tabs allows you to basically bridge with iOS Swift native components, and you get this liquid glass. You have to be careful if you want to deploy this in Android or in iPhones that don't have liquid glass available, okay? You should put here some conditional or something, or I should do this, but in my life, I don't have that much time. So I got the documentation here of native tabs. This is the stack. The stack. I was so stuck with the stack because the stack it's something I'm gonna share it with you now. So you got the native tabs. It should be native tabs. I don't know where. No, it was here. Okay. So there you got the documentation, and you can add this and that. And so another thing that I add is this nice liquid glass button on the top right corner, and this is done with this. No, not this, but this. The toolbar, stack toolbar here. This one. So you got a section here for using the bottom toolbar. So this is basically what no, this is not the bottom toolbar, sorry, this is a top right toolbar, this. So I basically add this, but I change the icon. So this is the project, so it's here, and it's here, and you get it here. Okay, there it is. So right in the right, I add it, and it's the plus sign. And so to the people that don't know this icon library, you should know this. Basically, I didn't know this because I'm quite new for iOS development, but Apple got this nice application where they already give you all these the fanciest icons I've ever seen. So you got a complete library of icons at your disposal, and they are all native and they are really good. So I'm using these icons for my mobile app, okay? And you just have to say here the name, okay? So for example, if I come here, I copy this name and I put it here, I should get refreshed, and you see that there. Quite easy and really good icons. So this solved a problem that I always have, that is with the icons library. So really nice from Apple to give us this library of icons. So what more? Expo stack difficult. This is literally what I've written. You can see here. Because it's difficult. I didn't understand it in the first go. So Expo stack is difficult, okay? So what I mean with that, the thing is that I got two stacks. So the stack is the layout, to those who don't know. So when I click here, the navigation, basically it's pushed a new page. So if you know what a stack is, so a stack is something like this. So you got like, this is the home page, Okay, this is what the user is seeing in the moment. Okay, but if I add a new stack, a new page to the stack, like for example the projects, so now the user is looking at the top of the stack. Okay, but if I remove this from here, now the user is looking again at the home. So if I click in the back button, you can see I get back to the so you can see that if I come here and I click here and I click in the back, I go back. So that's the stack. So Mattia, that's pretty easy. Why are you struggling with that? So the problem is that what happens when you have two nested stacks? Okay, so now we don't have just one. Now we have two. So we have two, and one is nested in one another. Okay, so when we start to nest things, things starts to get a bit messier, but at the end it makes sense to me. So basically my root layout, it's a stack, okay, that got the tabs, the project create, the project ID, the milestone. Okay, so these are the stacks of the app, but I also got another stack here that this is the project list. But this stack, indeed, now that I'm thinking about it, it's not doing anything, because if I'm right, this stack is this stack here. As you can see, I'm still struggling understanding the nested stacks, if I need to nest the stacks or not. I don't know. I'm struggling with this. Okay, forgive me for that. So I wanted to talk about that, the stacks. So I don't know where to place milestones in the page folder, because I got this milestone folder here, but a milestone is part of a project. But if I put this folder inside of project, what I get, it's something I don't like, and we can see it. Well, I don't know if I want to do this. Maybe I break everything. I'm gonna just do this. Let's see what happens. So I don't have implemented the milestone tabs yet. Nah, let's roll back. But the thing is that I don't know where to place this, because I'm new to this page layout of Expo, that it's a tabs menu with a stack and everything. So if I put this here, I don't know how this behaves. So because now it's not milestone, it should be like, if I nest it, it should be like this, I suppose, right? So I don't know. I will figure it out the next week, I suppose. So more things. The backend. What we don't like to talk about, right? Because it's not fancy, it's not shiny, but look at here. When I was at the beta, I was coding in the backend. Now it's more fun to program in the backend. So the thing is that the backend. Now, the ID, it's generated in the domain, as you can see in this commit here. So, what does this mean? So, if we go to the commit, this is something you should learn, because it took me a while. The thing is that when we got the domain, we got, for example, my project, okay? As you can see, before, the project's ID was optional. Why was optional? Matthias, the project ID, it's mandatory. How can you put it optional? The thing is that before I was relying on a JDBC save method for ID generation. So if I go to the project repository adapter, you can see that before I had this project DAO.save method that I didn't implement. This is from Spring, and it's really nice, really clean, and avoids boilerplate code, so I really like that. The problem was that this made me rely on the database to generate the ID, which is something that I don't like. Why I don't like that? Because if you got this optional, now you got null handling on all your code base. So doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, Spring, it's really nice, this method here, it's really nice, really fancy, because if I go to Project DAO, you will see that I don't have that method implement. Here. So you can see that I got anything. I got nothing here, okay? So, was really nice. Avoids boilerplate, the problem. it relies, it gives the ID responsibility generation to Spring Boot, and Spring Boot needs the null here. If Spring Boot, I'm gonna share the iPad, I think it's easier. So basically, when we got an entity, okay? No, this is not what I want. So when we got an entity and the ID is null, I'm gonna just put null, okay, for simplicity. So when we got to null, and this is the database, Spring Boot basically see this, and Spring Boot says, okay, it's new. It's a new entity because it's null. It doesn't have an ID. So I should perform an insert operation. So Spring Boot takes this and performs an insert. Okay? So this is quite a fancy behavior because it avoids the boilerplate. I understand why they need this. However, this null now introduces all null handling in your code base. And now Spring Boot, imagine that instead of null, you got here 1. This ID 1, okay? Spring Boot read this and say, oh, okay, you got an ID already. So this is an update. This is an update. So I'm going to go to the database and perform an update. Okay, pretty. I mean, it's understandable, but Spring Boot, I'm not gonna give to you my ID generation. I don't want null handling my code base. So that's the reason. More. So, oops. Okay. So the backend ID now it's generating in domain. Okay. I really like domain-driven design because it makes everything so much simpler. So you got here now the ID can't be null. So pretty fancy. I'm saying too much fancy in this video. We got a factory method here that creates the ID, and always it's created. I got a private constructor here, so no one can create objects, instances of project without going through this method. And we got the load method because this one it's used for the database. This one it's used by the now I got a JDBC project down because now I told you that I don't rely on Spring for the insertions and updates. So basically when I it should be find by ID. So here. So when I find something, a project, and I want to create it, basically come here and do perform a project.load. Project.load takes the ID, the name, blah, 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 and the milestones. And these milestones basically come here, and the milestone got a series of tasks too. So you can see a milestone has tasks. We can see that milestone also has the create and the load method. And now if we go to the tasks, you can see it's the same. Load and create. So my domain objects, my domain entities got all validations in the init because it makes it so clear. It makes it so understandable. I love this. And my project can add milestones. Okay, I can add a milestone, and my project can add tasks to milestones. This is the point, the unique way of touching and project instance, milestone or task. There is no other way to access milestones or tasks than going through project. That's domain-driven design. It's really nice because avoids having this business logic here and there. So it's way better to have it in this way. So, more things. The tech dev in the backend. Basically, I've been, as you can see, fixed Docker Compose volume, moved. Well, this can be considered also tech dev. So the detekt plus linting rules. I also got wrapped project category into a class because before I got my category was like a number, and now it's a object, and it's way better for me. The unique problem. Every time I modify the database, I will have to come here and add and change this ID. But in theory, this is quite static, and it's you are not seeing the screen, sorry. So this is quite static, so it should not change that much. I was showing you this before, okay? This was an int, and now it's a category object, and you got the category here, okay? Sorry, I just forget to change the screens. So, and finally, what I've been doing also, I've been bookmarking. So I've been bookmarking a lot of posts from X because I really like bookmarking, okay? So as you can see here, I've been saving a lot of, wow, this is amazing. I want to do a landing page in this way. And it's possible, it's possible. So I've been bookmarking a lot. Look at this. This is amazing. Oh my God. Amazing. So it seems that now Expo got this blur. And so I want to implement this in my application. And I really recommend you to take these habits of bookmarking everything you see. And do you know what I also recommend you? To the sponsor of today's video. No, it's not a sponsor. So Obsidian, I recommend Obsidian. Basically, I note everything here. As you can see, every time, okay, this is our images, but every time I see something new, a tool, a library, okay, I come here and I paste a screenshot. I just copy and paste maybe the text, and I also save the URL for future usage. So, for example, this week I've been saving these UI things. So if I search here tag UI, so I have tags to make it easier for me to find it. So, for example, this React component animation library. Okay, this is amazing. You should check this out. I also got another one that it's for React Native. Swift agent skills, Expo component based input. This is basically this component here, and this one Reacticx. This one, it's amazing. You should check this out, man. Look at this. Where should I start? Look, with the Aurora. It's really nice. This is open source, guys. This is open source. You can literally just copy paste the component in your code. And what I love from this library is the liquid metal. Liquid metal. Where is it? I saw it before. Liquid metal here. Look at this. Look at this. This is premium. This is premium. Premium design. So, yeah, bookmark everything you see. Bookmark everything. You don't know when you are gonna need it, but when you need that, you want to have this nice way of searching everything you've been saving all this time. So, yeah, I think what happened here? My iPad died. I don't know why, but I don't care because the video is finishing already. So, coding journal number 7. This is what I've been doing this week. And the last week I showed you 4 Vibe Code apps. If you want to check those out, you can go to the previous week video. I'm gonna try to set OpenClaw. Sorry. So I'm going to try to set OpenClaw now. I formatted already my PC. And I want to see how far can this little guy go. What? Your connection is not private. Oh, okay. And you can also follow me in X. I share a lot of these things in X. You can basically learn from what I post, and I share the mobile development progress and how you can make the most of some tools and blah blah. And you can also follow me in LinkedIn if you want. And I post here a lot for my company where I give some talks and with my peers, and I also share some text. So yeah, thank you for watching. See you next time, and let's stay connected. How do I stop the video? Oh, okay, here.